Alright guys, Simon here and we're playing Trine 2. Let me just click here to start. There we go, Trine 2. So it took me a while to figure out how to record this, but that's not your problem. It just means more work for me. In the meantime, let's just start. So, single player... can I? No, 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 no. Choose save slot, how do I... delete? Yeah, delete that. Okay, we have to start again. Return, single player, start game, medium difficulty. It gives you a puzzle hint delay. I'm not gonna have any hints because I'm hardcore puzzle solving here, but I'm not playing hardcore mode. Start the game. That was kind of confusing.
Once upon a time, there were 3 valiant heroes chosen by a magical artifact called the Trine. You may have heard another tale of how they met. Let me tell you a story of their latest adventure.
Yes, do
Something
that.
mysterious and magical was taking place in the forest.
Alright.
First of the 3 heroes was Amadeus, a wizard. Not perhaps the bravest or the most powerful, but he was clever and sensible. Then there was Pontius the knight, fearless protector of the realm, who loved good food, drink, and battle. Last but not least was Zoya, a thief.
An entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur. She was mysterious and only seen as a passing shadow on a cloudy night.
So already the story is slightly better, I think. The way they use the narrator is slightly better. I still disagree with the character design of the thief. I mean, he's trying to tell us she was a mysterious and only seen as a passing shadow on a cloudy night. She's wearing a bright white prom dress. How can you possibly be a passing shadow on a cloudy night when you're wearing a bright white prom dress? So I'm still calling BS on that part. And but aside from that, they've kind of improved a little bit. They've kind of backed off on the narrator. And I've actually seen this part,
Amadeus
just
the
the start of
wizard
it.
was asleep in his cottage. It was a place where he could study his fireball spell, hidden from the scornful eye of his wife.
Turn it off. I'm sleeping here. What is it? Who's there?
And then we transition into the game. So you see this, and the light follows you too. So already we're starting to see a bit of this, like they're telling the story in the actual game. If you remember during the playthrough of the first Trine, I mean throughout the whole thing I was kind of not impressed by the way the story in the game was completely separate. Here you can see they've worked on that. I mean there's still a bit of that narrator stuff going on beforehand. But here you see we are in the game, but you know the story's happening in the game. It's not just the narrator talking to us. The artwork is laggy. The artwork is pretty good still.
How
In fact,
very strange.
it looks even better than before, although there's still the foreground and background problem. You see how I mean this is a side scroller, so where my mouse cursor is, that line, that's the ground, that path you can see there's a path there. But there's very little differentiation between the path and the background and the foreground. So I still feel like at some points you might get confused as to what's in the game and what's outside. We'll see if that happens or not. I mean I haven't really played the game yet. You can see the light kind of flying off up top there. I think all of this is... So at the start of the game you get the tutorial stuff. So nothing too special here. So they tell you to jump. And we can jump up here. I don't know if there's anything useful there. See, like you see, they've got this, these beautiful light effects and everything. But it actually makes it kind of difficult to tell what's going on, because everything is so detailed and so bright. I have mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, I do like, good looking artwork and all that. But on the other hand, not if it, compromises the gameplay. You can also see some new mechanics too, like the bubble is a new mechanic. And if you jump forward here, we can see another new mechanic there.
The path ahead was blocked, but this wouldn't stop the great wizard, Amadeus.
There's
With his
also
magic, he could lift objects.
there's also loot up there. So let me just can I get that bottle? There we go. I can also grab that bottle. I actually spent quite a long time when I was testing this out, trying to figure out how to get those things. So we'll see how long it takes me to get used to the game again. Need to jump on the mushrooms to get that one. That's easier said than done, because that's a slippery path there. Like that, but we can actually jump up. Well, theoretically we can jump up. Not like that. Hold on. There we go. So so this is about as far as I got with the with testing the audio and all that, trying to get that to work. Also, if we pick this stuff up, notice how the rock doesn't spin. If you remember in the last game, if you pick stuff up, they kind of spin by themselves, and it makes it really awkward to place these things. So if you pick this up, and if you just kind of nudge it a little bit, it would start spinning like crazy. But you see me doing this, it's not actually spinning at all. I mean, you can, if you deliberately kind of nudge it against something else, then you can make it spin a little bit. I can make it turn around, but it doesn't spin by itself like crazy. You see that? There's a lot of friction on that, on the rotation. So they've actually gone and made the physics better too. And I am noticing these things, and I complained about it a lot in the last game, and so I have to give them credit for getting it right in the second game, right?
Amadeus could also conjure boxes out of thin air.
Yep, so the tutorial is telling you what you can do. But yeah, so I really do think they've actually improved this game. So they've gone back and looked at what was not quite right in the first game, and now they've made it better again, which is a good thing. And I'm definitely
The light moved through the forest,
applauding them.
leading Amadeus further. Torn between fear and wonder, he followed.
I'm not sure if I appreciate the narrator being this talkative though. There we go. Do I slide off things as much? I don't notice. I feel like I'm not sliding off platforms as much as I did. You can see I'm actually... Oh, you see that? Look! When the platform moves below you, you see how that animation there? I think there's a bit of friction on the edge of that platform, so you don't actually just slide off. I feel like they've improved that too. If you remember in the last game, I keep complaining about bouncing off platforms and not sticking to things. I think that's an improvement. Oh wow, look at that! Nope, that doesn't work. So, I think the platforming is actually a lot more forgiving now. Let me just, can I wall jump? Let me try wall jumping. In the last game you can wall jump. Not really. Yeah, you can't wall jump anymore. But you don't kind of bounce off the corner as much. Wow, did you see that? I think the game helped me there. I was trying to hit it right on the corner, and I think the game kind of just placed me on the platform if I hit the corner. Look at that. I'm not sliding off. Well, I'm not actually, I'm not pushing forward. If I just kind of push forward, I walk off. But if I kind of stop right there, he will just stop at the corner. I think that's much better. If I remember right, in the last game, if you try doing tricks like that, you will just slide off the edge. So yeah, so I'm not sure about that one though, but I think I'm quite happy with what they've done to this and how they've changed this. I don't understand why... Oh, I need to get up there, I see. I see, so we're gonna make a box. And jump up. Oops. So far, I think these are better designed than before. I think the mechanics are tighter, and they don't, they don't slide around, and they don't, you don't bounce off things as much. Things are more precise, I think. Anyway, let's not waste too much
I
time.
demand to know what's happening.
Oh,
Trine. Not this again.
yes, this again. Oh look, there's the knight.
Pontius.
Amadeus, get your things. We need to save the kingdom.
What? Oh, this won't do at all, Pontius. I've children waiting for me to come home. I can't leave.
But your magics are needed. The kingdom is in danger.
Will this nightmare ever be over?
Despite his reluctance, Amadeus knew that the heroes were needed once more.
How did you end up here?
Let me tell you.
And look at that, like this dialogue.
Pontius had headed out that evening, for there was trouble on the peasant farms. Creeping vines were taking over the fields.
A warlock must be behind this devilry. I'll find him and teach him a lesson with my sword.
You see that? You see how the story is being told through the game? So much better. So much better than the first game, seriously. Serious props to the guys who made this game. Because they improved, I mean, I complained a lot about the first game. And, you listen to me kind of talk my way through that, you might feel like, wow, I must really hate this game. I kind of did. But that's not the problem. I mean, the problem is if you don't fix it. Some studios, I won't name names, but they're just gonna rehash the same mistakes over and over again. Actually, I will name names. Mirror's Edge 2 got announced. And just looking at the character design, I'm going to bet my money that they did not improve the game. I'm going to bet my money that they are going to make the same mistakes again. It's early days yet, but I have that feeling. Anyway, the important thing is that, if you make a second game, you improve. You fix the mistakes. And these guys did. Oh, do these things attack? Let me just kind of walk into it. No, they don't attack. That's good. They also die in one hit. So here it is, they're teaching you to use the sword. They're gonna teach you to block soon, after this. Did you see that? I was kind of swinging and not hitting anything. Slightly concerned by that. Actually, I should test the hitbox, shouldn't I? Because, oh, actually, look at that. When you jump and hit, he swings the sword above you. I'm pretty sure in the last game he didn't do that. So when you're on the ground and you swing, he's hitting him in front of him. When you jump, you hit above you, which is what you need with the flying enemies.
With luck, there'll be pumpkin pie for dinner tonight.
That's a massive pumpkin. I think that's... Anyway. Hold jump to bounce higher. Oh, that's interesting. I need to grab that though. How high can I go like this? That high, alright.